150 years ago, pioneer country in East Idaho was just that, home to Native Americans, early pioneer settlers, and rugged mountain men. Life was simpler, challenging, and wonderfully rewarding for those who first started to make this area their home. For a tour through the historical beginnings of white settlement, follow the path of the original Mormon pioneers who moved north from Salt Lake City to establish new farming communities. The first settlement was just over the Utah border at Franklin, known as Idaho's oldest city. The walking tour of Franklin's still standing buildings includes Idaho's first home, the original grist/flour mill, the ZCMI store, the Relic Hall Museum, and others. Continue on US 91 to Preston for the next LDS settlement, home of the Oneida Stake Academy. This hand-hewn sandstone building was completed by church craftsmen 114 years ago for educational purposes. The building has been moved from its original location to the Ezra Taft Benson Park to ensure its preservation. At the north end of Preston, stay on State Highway 34, known as the Pioneer Historic Byway, through Thatcher, Grace, and Last Chance Dam, and then on to Chesterfield Historic Townsite. This settlement is now without residents, but not abandoned. Every summer, work crews of descendants of its founders come back to work on its restoration and preservation. Chesterfield is unique in LDS history because it's the only church settlement the Oregon Trail passed through. Proceeding to Soda Springs on US 30 finds a summer home built for Brigham Young, the second president of the LDS Church. Highway 34, still the Pioneer Historic Byway, proceeds north out of the LDS settlement of Freedom, Wyoming. To view the other settlements, we will instead travel the Oregon Trail, southeast to Montpelier, which Brigham Young renamed for his birthplace in Vermont, then turned southwest on US 89 to Paris, Idaho. Charles Rich was the prominent church leader appointed by Brigham Young to build settlements in this valley, which he accomplished prodigiously, founding 7 in 1863 and 64. This called for an appropriate meeting house, and the result of 15 years of toil being the magnificent Paris Tabernacle, built in 1889. It is an impressive red sandstone building quarried from nearby Indian Creek on the east side of Bear Lake. A guided tour of the interior and exterior is a memorable experience. While in Paris, you should also visit Pioneering Adventures, where you can experience pioneer living firsthand. So hitch up your wagon and take a pioneer history tour of Southeast Idaho.